Got it. Yes. So, as we have already seen an introduction to our control statements, I told you that when we will be going for the concept of looping. So, whenever we have to repeat some set of statements, so whenever a set of statement needs to be repeated, we shall be going for the looping concepts. Okay, now again, you are already familiar that we have two types of loops. So the two types, what we are going to be, what we have already seen an introduction to, that is our entry control and exit control. And of course, exit control. Right, so this much we have already seen. And I also told you that entry controlled loops, they are implemented in two ways. That is, one is using the while loop and the other one is using our for loop. And our exit control loop in Java, you implement it using our do while. So we call it as a do while loop. So this much, yes, we are already familiar. So now let us start with the first type of loop, that is our while loop. So while, here the keyword what we are going to be using is while. Now how to write this loop? What is the syntax for it? The syntax says that while within the parenthesis give the condition, mention the condition, then within a block of statements, within a block, mention all the statements. Inside I'm just going to give the set of statements. So how this is going to be working? First, the condition is going to be checked. So step one, what it is going to happen? Condition will be checked. Or we say condition will be evaluated. So if the condition is true, okay, so what will happen? The control flow will go in two ways. So if the condition is true, is evaluated, and if it is true, step two. So if the given condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. The body of the loop is what? Whatever statements you are giving inside this open and close curly braces. That is what you call as the body of the loop. So if the given condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed once. Remember, only once it is going to get executed. So after completing the execution, what is going to happen? Step 3 is repeat. Repeat step 1 and step 2 until the condition becomes false. So what is that they are saying? You are going to check this condition. If this condition is true, I'm going to execute the statement. Once I have executed the statement, I'm coming to the end of the loop. So what is going to happen? Once again, it will go to step 1. So step 1 is what? Condition checking. So again, it will check, is this condition true or false? So if it is true, then once again, the body of the loop will be executed once. So this will be repeated in a cycle. So until when? Until this condition becomes false. So once the condition becomes false, the loop will stop its execution. So once it becomes false, loop will terminate. So loop will terminate. So this is how my while loop is going to be executed. So entry controlled loop. Every time before executing the statements, condition is checked. That is how it is going to be working. Right. So this is the basic working understanding. Now, how to write the loop. So please understand one thing. Every loop that we are going to be writing, okay, every loop that is ever being written, whether it is a while loop, whether it is a for loop, whether it is a do while loop, whichever it is, okay, every loop consists of three parts. Every loop ever written consists of three parts. So, what are the three parts? The first one is what we call as initialization. The second one is condition. The third one is iteration. So, any loop that you're going to be writing will definitely consist of these three parts. Now, starting with initialization. What is this initialization? Initialization means at the starting of the loop, what is my variable's value going to be? Initial value, or what we say the starting value. So initial value, or what we call as the starting value. So what is the starting value of the variable going to be? That is what is specified by the initialization. Next one is the condition. Condition, how long the loop has to go. That depends on the condition that you're going to be writing. So should the loop get executed 5 times, 10 times? Everything depends on this condition. Right. The third part is the iteration. Iteration means either incrementing or decrementing. Incrementing or decrementing my variable's value. See, I'm saying at the starting of the loop, value should be this. But then once the body is executed, it has to either increment or decrement the variable's value according to the condition. Then only your loop will get terminated at one point. Otherwise, it is not going to get terminated at all. So that is why your iteration is also very important. Either increment the value or decrement the value based on the logic. Based on how we are going to be writing the logic, you have to decide this. Now let us try to understand this with an example. Okay, so here the first example I say is print I love Java 10 times. This is the program that has been given to us. Print I love Java 10 times. Now, how to write this? Okay, let us say how I'm going to write this. I'm not going to go for the class and other things and all that. We will do when we are writing the program. This is just the logic part of it. Okay, so first initialization. What is the starting value of a variable going to be? So I'm going to keep a variable called count. Starting value of count is going to be 0. I'm saying starting 0. Then what is the condition? While, okay, how many times I have to print? 10 times. So as long as my count value is less than 10, as long as the count value is less than 10, the loop has to keep on running. The loop has to be keep on incrementing. Right. So now inside, what is the condition I'm saying? System.out.println. So what is that I want to print? I want to print I love Java. So print it. So if this condition is true, what is going to happen? It is going to come inside. Once it comes inside the body, it is going to print I love Java. After that, what happens? So my initial value is there, my condition is there. What is the next step I have to follow? Iteration. So why this iteration is important? Please understand that the iteration is to keep a count. Okay, how many times the loop has completed its execution? How many times more is there? That count is maintained with the help of this initial value and with the iteration only. So inside, I am just going to say count plus plus. Now remember our unary operator plus plus. It is just going to increment the count value by 1. Whatever is the count value, it will increment it by 1. Now close the program. Close the body. Now let us try to understand how this is going to get executed. Initial, as the name suggests, first time. When this logic is beginning its execution, count value is what? 0. So count is 0. So what is the condition? Count less than 10. So 0 less than 10. Condition is true. So this condition is going to give me the result as true. So if the condition is true, what is going to happen? Body of the loop is going to get executed. So what does the body of the loop say? So let us imagine this is my output window. This is my output window. So in the output window, I love Java because system.out.println means what? Print this in the output window. So done. After that, what I'm saying, count plus plus. So what is the value of count? 0. So count plus plus means what will happen to that value? It is going to become 1. 0 plus 1. So 1. Right. Now, body of the loop has completed its execution. So once the body finishes, where it will go? Look at our algorithm, what we write. Repeat step 1 and 2. So what is to repeat step 1? Condition is evaluated. So come back to my condition. Count less than 10. What is the count value now? 1. So 1 less than 10. Again, my condition is true. So since my condition is true, once again go inside the body of the loop. So inside the body, what are the two statements? Print I love Java, then count plus plus. So count plus plus means count will become 2 because 1 plus 1. So 2. Then again condition checking. 2 less than equal to 10. Condition true. So come inside. Print I love Java again. Third time. So after printing, count plus plus. So count is going to become 3. Count will become 3. So next again condition testing. So what it says, 3 less than equal to 10. Again condition is true. So come inside the body, print I love Java again. So like this, the loop will keep on doing the work until the condition becomes false. What is the condition here? The count should become greater than 10. As long as it is less than 10, it is going to keep on running the loop. Once it becomes greater than 10, then it is going to stop. Greater than or equal to 10, because I have not given here equal. So it is going to stop. So 10 times I love Java is going to get printed. So let us execute this. Let me put this inside a piece of code and execute the program. Okay, there you go. Run the code. See what happens. See how many times it is getting printed. 10 times it is going to get printed. So you want to keep a count also? Keep like this. Count plus. I'm giving like this. See what happens. See? 0. When count is 0, then count is 1, count is 2, count is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0 to 9. How many times? 10 times. So 10 times it is going to print. Once count value becomes 10, what will happen to the condition? 10 less than 10. Condition false. So the loop is going to break for us. So this is going to keep on going until my count value, until the count value becomes 10. So when count becomes 10, 10 less than 10, condition false. So condition is false. Hence, the loop will stop its execution. Loop is going to stop its execution. So that is how my loop is going to be working. So simple, most simplest of my loop is my while loop. Right. Okay. Now let us try some more programs. Okay. Let me try some more programs also. Right. Next one. I am saying write a program to print numbers from 1 to 100, but only those divisible by 5. So print numbers from 1 to 100, but which numbers I have to print? Only the numbers that are divisible by 5. So how I can go about this? So same program, let us do some modifications here. So what are the things I am going to keep? Count is 0, or you can give the count value as your choice. So till where I have to run? Till 100. So as long as the count value is less than or equal to 100, the loop has to keep on getting executed. So what is the loop has to check? If the number is divisible by 5, then I'm saying print it. So do a checking. Say if count modulo 5 is equal to 0. Divisible by 5 means what? It should not give me any reminder. That is what I'm checking. So if it is divisible by 5, then I'm going to print that value. So I am saying system.out.println, or let us take only print. Print count. After that, I'm giving a space between one number and the other number. See, I'm not using println, I'm using print. That is, I want everything to be printed in the same line with a space as a gap in between. So first number separated by a space, second number separated by a space. Like that, I want it to be printed. Right, then after coming out, I'm just giving one empty line, one blank line. Now, let us run this. See, look at all the numbers that is getting displayed. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So only those numbers which are satisfying this condition is getting printed for us. That is how I'm going to be doing. So remember everything: initialization, condition, iteration. So any loop that you're going to be writing must definitely have these three qualities. Otherwise, you will not be able to write the program properly at all. So remember that also. Right. Now, in our school days, we all have written tables, right? Multiplication table. I'm saying again, using a while loop. Let us do a multiplication table. So what is this multiplication table going to do? What it is going to do is, I am going to ask the user to enter a number. See, the output of the program should be like this. Enter a number. Suppose I'm giving 5. Okay, then it should say enter the lower limit. So I'm saying the lower limit is 3. Then it says enter the upper limit. Okay, if I say the upper limit is say 5. Okay, it should print multiplication table. Then it has to print me 5 into 3 is equal to 15. 5 into 4 equals to 20. 5 into 5 equals to 25. That's it. Stop. Why? Because I have given the lower limit as 3. So it has to start from 3. I have given the upper limit as 5. So it has to end at 5. So this I want you to do with a while loop. Okay, let us keep this as the input and this is the output of the program. Okay, so how to go about this? Using the while loop. And of course, all are dynamic inputs, so we have to make use of our scanner class also. Scanner class becomes mandatory here. Now, let us write the program. I'm going to take all this out now. Start fresh. So what are the variables I need? I need the number. I need the lower limit. I need the upper limit. So these are the three variables that I'm going to be looking for. Then of course, scanner class object. Because I need to ask the user for the input. So I have to use certain functions belonging to the scanner class. So create the necessary object. Then I'm saying enter the number. So what is the number you want to do for? Then I'm going to say n is equal to s dot next int. Done. Then I'm asking what is the lower limit. So lower limit. So what is the lower limit? Enter that. So that I'm going to store inside the variable lower. So let us just say x dot. Then I am going to yes. Then I'm going to get the upper limit. There you go. I have to get the upper limit. So I'm going to store it inside the variable upper. Done. So now all my dynamic inputs are done. So this is the variables. This is my scanner object and these are my inputs. Now how to write my condition? So now initialization, that is nothing but my lower. I already got the value. Lower limit value I already got. That is going to be my initialization. Okay, now what is the condition I'm saying? While lower is less than or equal to upper. So as long as the lower limit is either less than or equal to the upper limit, the loop has to keep on repeating. So inside the loop, what is that I have to do? See the format, how I want to print. First, the number. So n plus, then followed by the multiplication symbol or the x. Okay, then I have to give lower. Then equals to have to come. So and equal to. Then I want to print the result. So go for the result. How to calculate the result? Number into my lower value. Now, what is the next thing I have to do? See, first thing I'm saying the lower is 3. For 3, I have calculated. Next number, it has to go for 4. Next time, it has to go for 5. So that means what I have to do? I have to keep on incrementing my lower. So I'm going to say lower plus plus. Right, now let us run this code. So says enter the number, let us say 5, lower limit 3, upper limit 5. Look at the table I'm getting. So this is how I will be handling programs based on my while loop. So yes, you have to decide. See, when seeing a program, okay, so this program is going to require repeated steps. The steps has to be repeated. So whenever you see such a program, go for the loops. Say for example, I'm entering 12 table, lower limit 1, upper limit 10. So 1 to 10. 1 to 10 counts, I want the 12 table to be printed. See the output. 12 into 1, 12 twos are, 12 threes are, 12 fours are like that. It is going to keep on printing till 12 tens are. So this is a simple logic for this program. Okay, so solution. So this is how I'm going to be doing it. Yes. So basic idea about how to make use of our while loop. Right. Okay. Now let me tell you about one more aspect of the while loop, which is called as infinite loop. Now, what is this infinite loop? Infinite loop means a
Now,
loop. Yes, ma.
screen not even, screen not even.
Is everyone having the problem or is it only Rajshekhar?
Only
No,
for
no, no.
Rajshekar.
Only for
Okay,
Raj.
Rajshekhar, then you have to check your
Oh,
internet now.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So infinite loop in the sense a loop that is never going to end. A never ending loop. That is what we call as an infinite loop. So when is a program going to go to an infinite loop? So please remember, whenever you are writing your while loop and do while loop, chances for infinite is a lot. So chances for a loop going into an infinite condition is a lot. So let me show you some examples. Okay, let me show you some examples of an infinite loop here. Now, this is one of the programs we just wrote to print I love Java. Right. So let me take this itself. Let me take this itself as an example. Okay, now I am forgetting the initialization part. See what is going to happen now. Run this program. See, it is not at all stopping. It is keep on running. See here. It is still going, going, going like that. So infinite loop. See, the program is still running. So the reason behind it, I have to force close. I have to complete, stop the execution. Then only it is going to stop. Otherwise, it is going to keep on running in the background also. So that is the problem you will get with an infinite loop. Why it is infinite? Please understand. I am saying count value is 0. Okay, 0 less than 10. Perfect. Condition is working. But then, where am I increasing the count value? Count value is neither increased nor decreased. That means what? This condition is always going to remain true. So when a condition is always going to remain true, that means the loop is going to keep on getting executed. Because entry control loop, when will the loop break? Only if the condition becomes false. But here, 0 is always a number which is less than 10. It is never going to stop my program at all. That is why we call this as an infinite loop. So please remember, infinite loop is very, very common when we are dealing with our while loops. So either if the initialization or if the condition is not given properly or if the iteration is missing. For example, I'm saying here 1 less than 10. What sort of condition is this? 1 is always going to be less than 10. Never in our number series 1 is going to become more than 10. So that means what, this loop is always going to remain true only. So while we are writing the conditions, we should be very careful. We should avoid such type of things. That is what is very important with an infinite loop. So when any of the three parts of the loop is not given properly, then your program may go into infinite situations. But remember one thing, there are some programs where you will wantedly create an infinite loop. Yes, you're going to wantedly create an infinite loop. How? Say, for example, God, it's still running. Okay, say for example, this is the given program. Okay, this is the given program. This is the given program. So what they say, keep on reading a number from the user until they enter 0. So until 0 is given, you have to keep on asking the user, enter a number, enter a number, enter a number. If they give 0, stop and display the sum and average. So how to go about it? Can you say when the user is going to give 0? When I'm asking enter the number, first number itself may be 0. Or else we may give 0 as the 10th number, as the 1000th number. I don't know. So how to write a program for this? Here is where we are going to go for our infinite loop. You are wantedly going to create an infinite loop. So how am I going to write the program? Look out here. Okay, I am saying while true. So while true, what am I doing here? I'm saying the condition is true. You come inside, condition is true. So you are asking them to directly come inside the loop. No checking, nothing. You are saying, yes, the condition is true, you go inside. So that means what? You are wantedly creating an infinite loop. You are saying the condition is always going to be true. So keep on executing this loop again and again. So please remember, whenever in a program, we are wantedly creating an infinite loop, then the programmer's responsibility is to come out of that infinite loop also. To come out of the infinite loop, I will be making use of one very important keyword, which is break. I will be taking the help of the keyword called break. You remember break? Jump statements. So jump, what do you mean by that? Jumping from one part of the program to another. So that is done with the help of this keyword break. Now let us see how we are writing the program. So inside this, I am saying enter a number. Enter a number. So the user is going to enter a number. I need a variable to store it. So let me just say int n, comma. I need another variable to calculate the sum, and I need another variable to calculate the average. So all these are my variable declarations. Now enter the number. So I'm saying n is equal to yes dot next int of. So whatever number user is going to give, I am going to take it and store it inside this n. Right now, when I run this program, see what happens. Enter a number, give again, 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 again. No matter how many numbers you're going to give, it is going to keep on running. Why? Because I have given the condition as true. So the condition is never going to become false. So it is going to keep on asking this again and again and again. Infinite loop. It is going into an infinite loop. You have to terminate the program. We have to terminate the program. Okay, so inside this, how I'm writing my condition? I am saying if n is equal to 0. Now, what is that I'm saying here? The question is saying for us, the question is saying that keep on asking until they enter 0. So that is what I'm doing here. So if they enter, if the given number is 0, break. So now what is the role of this break? Break will take the control from the loop to the next statement following the loop. So this is the next statement which is coming after the loop. So the break will take the control from here and it will transfer the control of the program to this location. That is what break. Jump from this part of the program, jump to this part. Right. Now skip whatever lines of code is there in between. Let me add one more variable here. I want to keep the average. If I want to know the average, I want to know how many numbers I have entered, then only I can find the average. So I'm going to keep one more variable. So what is that I'm saying here? Count plus plus. Okay, so if the value is not n, remember this line break belongs to my if condition and all these things are outside my if condition. Okay, so if it is 0, you break. Otherwise, what you have to do? Increment the count value by 1. I am saying sum is equal to sum plus n. So sum value is equal to sum plus n. Starting sum is what? 0. So 0 plus n. Next time, that sum value plus n. Next time, that value plus n. Like that, it is going to keep on going. Then I'm going to say average is equal to sum divided by count. Count is going to tell me the number of inputs what I have got. So sum divided by count is going to give me the average. Now I want to print all the results. So let us say system.out.println for total numbers. How many numbers we have entered? That is given in count. Then I'm saying what is the sum? So sum is equal to plus the sum variable, then average. Average is equal to plus the average variable. Done. Now let us run this. See what happens. Enter a number. Okay. Enter a number. Done. Enter a number. I'm giving 0. Totally, how many numbers I have given? 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't include 0 because 0 doesn't have any value at all. So only 4 numbers I have given. See what it says. Total numbers 4. Sum of all these 4 numbers 269. Average of it 67. So wantedly you are creating a infinite loop, but then you're also managing the loop by using the break. Break is going to take the control out of the program. That is the purpose of my break. Right now, I hope this is clear. I will share you this document so you can also go through this. So guys, please tell me any doubts in our while loop so far. Is it all clear? Can I go to the next loop? If you have any doubts, please let me know. Or else please put a message in the chat. Suresh and Pavan, what about others? Please respond, guys. Okay. Right. So next thing is, okay, ma, thank you. So the next thing is we are going to be discussing about our exit control loop. So exit control loop, what we have? Our do while loop. Now, before going to our do while loop, I just want to make a couple of points clear. One, you can make use of the while loop. For real numbers also. While loop on real numbers also. Real numbers means what? On a double value, on a float value. Yes, I can use that also. Say for example. Okay, let us take this out once again. Yes. So I'm saying double I is equal to 1 or 1.0. Right. So I am saying while I is less than 5.0. I is less than or equal to, let us keep it like this, less than or equal to 5.0. What is that I need to be doing? I am saying system.out.println I is equal to print the I value and I is equal to I plus 0.5. I'm saying I is equal to I plus 0.5. Now run this. See what happens. So until it reaches 5. So the loop is getting executed again and again. So not only on integer numbers, you can make use of our while loop on our double or floating point numbers also. That is what this point means to us. Okay, that is the meaning of this particular point. Now, second one. Second point, what I wanted to specify is if the condition is false, that is, if the given condition is false, body of the loop will not get executed at all. Will not get executed at all. Another very, very important point. Now, coming again, I am saying here, I value is what? 10.0. 10.0, is it less than 5.0? No. So while coming inside, remember entry control. So while coming inside, first condition is going to be tested. My condition is going to be false here. So the body of the loop is never going to get executed. See what happens. No output at all. Absolutely no output at all. So that is another very important thing regarding our while loop, what you should be knowing. So if the condition is false, loop will not get executed even once. Right. And I already told you, not only for your increment, we can also use decrement also. Iteration can be increment or decrement. Anything can be used for your iterations. Say for example, so I am saying as long as the I value is greater than 0, as long as the I value is greater than 0, I am saying keep on running this loop. Once it becomes less than 0, stop. See what I'm saying here? I minus minus. So it is going to say 10, 9, 8, 7. See, in the reverse order, it's going to go. So anything is possible, your choice. See, you're the one who's going to write the logic. So according to the logic, according to your requirement, you can write it in any ways. So either you want to use increment or you want to use decrement, it's entirely up to the programmer's choice. Right? Clear? Right. So now coming to our do while loop. So here we are going to make use of two keywords. So the keyword that is going to be used here, one is do, other one is while. Okay, so what is the syntax? How to make use of this? So here what you are going to do, then we are going to write the statements. Then close while specify the condition. Specify the condition. Right, got it. So this is the syntax. Remember, in a do while loop, while always ends with a semicolon. So your while loop always ends with a semicolon. Now, as I told you, this is an exit control loop. So what is going to happen? As soon as it comes inside, it is going to execute the body. It will not check the condition and all. As soon as it comes inside, execute the statement. Then check the condition. So if this condition is true, so what is step one going to be? Step one is going to be execute the body of the loop. And then step two. Step two is check the condition or evaluate the condition. And if the condition is true, then repeat 1 and 2. So repeat step 1 and 2 until the condition becomes false. That is how this is going to get executed. Okay, so please understand this very carefully. Do while loop, first it will execute the body and then only it is going to check for our condition. Right, example. Example, let us do an example. Now, here, let us say int x is equal to 1. Now I am saying do. What I want to do? Inside, I am saying x is equal to, I am printing the value of x directly. Okay, then I am saying x plus plus also. Then I am writing my condition. So while x value is less than or equal to 5. Remember, here ends with a semicolon. Don't put a semicolon in the while loop. Then it will go for a different meaning. Here, while loop always ends with a semicolon. Now see what happens when I run this. So 1 to 5 is getting printed. So how this is going to be working? First, you have to understand the working style. How it is working for us. So execution. Starting x value. X is equal to 1. Okay. Then in the output window, what it is going to do? Directly first come inside. And then it is going to say x is equal to. So x is equal to, what is the x value? 1. Okay, it is going to print the x value. Then next step, x plus plus. X plus plus means what? X value is incremented by 1. So what will be the x value? It will become 2. After x value becomes 2, it will come and check this condition. 2 less than equal to 5. So after making it 2, it is going to check 2 less than or equal to 5. Now my condition is true. So since it is true, it is going to go inside the body of the loop again. So now again I'm saying x is equal to, what is the x value now? 2. So 2 is going to get printed. After printing 2, what is going to happen? It is going to increment the x value by 1. So x is going to become 3. So after x becomes 3, where it goes? Condition. So 3 less than equal to 5. Condition again true. So once again come to the body. Once again you come to the body, what it says? X is equal to. So what is the current x value? 3. So 3 is going to get printed. After that, x plus plus. So x is going to become 4. X is going to become 4. Now again, condition testing. So 4 less than equal to 5. Condition once again it is true. So come execute the body of the loop again. So what does the body of the loop do? Print the x value. What is the current x value? 4. So print 4. X is equal to 4. Now again x plus plus. So x will become 5. x is equal to 5. Then 5 less than equal to 5. Condition is still true. Condition is still true. So once again, go to the body of the loop. Go inside the body of the loop. Then say x is equal to, what is the current x value? 5. So print 5. Then x plus plus. X plus plus means what? X is equal to 6. Now check the condition again. 6 less than equal to 5. Here my condition is going to become false. So once the condition becomes false, it will not go inside the body again. It is going to stop at this point. So this is the output what you are going to be getting. So this is how my do while loop is going to get executed. Right, now check one thing about the do while loop. I am saying the x value is 10. Now when I run the program, see what happens. Even though my condition is false. So what is my condition saying? X should be less than equal to 5. So I am giving the x value as 10. So 10 is obviously not less than 5. So even though the condition is false, the loop will get executed once. That is the speciality. So the point that needs to be noted is even when the condition is false. The body of the loop will be executed once. That is how your do while loop is going to be working. That is how my do while loop is going to be working. See, other things are very similar. Initialization is there, condition is there, iteration is there. Those things are very similar to our while loop. This also can be used on floating point numbers. This also can be used for either plus plus or minus minus. All those things are similar. But this is the point where it differs from our while loop. Because while loop is entry control. So if the condition is false, it will not allow the loop to execute. But since my do while loop is an exit control loop, even though the condition is false, one time the loop is getting executed for us. So that is the primary difference between a while loop and a do while loop. Okay, so these are the two types of loops what we have covered in today's session. Now we are going to do a small program. You remember the program what we did yesterday based on the arithmetic operators, a switch case program? We are going to continue that program. We are going to be working on the same program. But what is the change we are going to do in that is, we are going to perform one arithmetic operation. After performing the operation, we are going to ask the user whether they want to continue. If they are saying yes, loop has to run again. After printing the result, once again ask, do you want to continue? Yes, again run. So as long as they are going to keep on giving yes, 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 loop has to keep on repeated. If they give no, then stop. Then break, stop the loop. So how to write this? So what is that I'm saying? First time the loop has to execute. So let us just first create all the variables. So n1, n2, and operation and result. Okay, and I'm having these are all my integer variables. Then I'm going to have one string variable called as choice. Done. Now, first, all the inputs, whatever inputs are needed, get it. So enter n1 value. What is the value of n1 going to be? Then same way, n2's value. So I'm just going to say n1 is equal to yes dot okay, there you go. For n2, get the value, store it inside the variable. Then you're going to ask the user for the choice. Okay, then we are going to ask the user for the choice of arithmetic operators. Remember, we already did all these things yesterday. So enter the arithmetic operator of your choice. So that is going to go not an integer. We are going to take it as, yes, take it as char. Okay, so here I'm just going to say OP is equal to yes dot next dot char at 0. Done. So I got the two numbers, I got the operator. Now our switch case, switch of OP. Yesterday we did all this. So what I'm supposed to say, case plus. So if it is an addition, then RES is equal to A plus B. Then of course, break. Sorry, not A plus B, N1 plus N2. That is the name of my variables, right? So N1 plus N2. Then case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5. Because totally I have 5 arithmetic operators here. So minus, multiplication, division, and my modulo. So here also make the necessary changes. And minus. Then after coming out of the switch case, I'm going to print the result. So I'm just going to say result is equal to 10 plus RES. Now, till here, the program is same as what we saw yesterday. Now, what is that I said? After printing the result, we have to ask the user, what is that? Do you want to continue? So what is that I'm going to ask? I'm going to ask whether they want to continue. So let us give that. Do you want to continue? So I am asking you, give an yes or no answer. So you're going to type either yes or no for me. And I am going to store this inside choice. So choice is equal to yes dot next. So the value is going to be stored inside that. Now, what is that I'm saying? If it is yes, body has to be repeated. So I'm going to put this entire thing inside a do loop. I'm putting this entire thing inside a do loop. Then I'm saying while choice dot equals ignore case. If it is yes, that is, if the user is entering yes, then repeat it again. What is a do loop? And exit control loop. So first it is going to execute this. After executing it only, it is going to check the condition. So if I am saying yes, once again the body is going to be repeated. If I say no, condition is false. So stop it. Simple answer, I can do it. Now run this program, see what happens. So enter the value of N1. I'm saying 45. N2, 63. Arithmetic operator of my choice plus. See what it says. Result is 108. Do you want to continue? Yes or no? I say yes. See? Once again, okay, enter the number. Second number. Choice. Multiplication. See? Do you want to continue? Now I say no. See? Program stops. So as long as you are going to keep on giving yes, 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 the program will keep on asking you next time. Enter the number like that. It is going to keep on going. So a simple example of your do while loop. This is how it is going to be working for us. Right. Okay. So let me share you this.